Hello and welcome to my first video that I'm filming this year. I had my empties up, but I filmed that in December. So this is the first video that I'm filming in 2025. And as you can probably tell, I have a little bit of a cold. So please excuse my kind of nasal voice. It might be a little bit annoying, but hopefully it'll be okay. I thought I'd start off my first video of the year with talking about new makeup releases. I am currently on a 6-month no buy. I was going to make a video just completely about the no buy, why, and like the rules that I've set for myself, but I kind of thought, okay, I'll add it to the beginning of this video, and then I want to kind of talk about the new releases in a different way and maybe talk about things that I have that are similar. If there's something that I really like the look of, is there something that I can think of in my collection that is going to be a similar thing to that will kind of de-influence myself from buying the new thing, because I'm not buying new makeup. The first reason is that I am getting married this year. We're not spending a lot of money on the wedding because we don't have a big budget to spend on it, but I know that there are a couple of things that I want to buy specifically for the wedding. Like I want to buy my lipstick and lip liner, because the lipstick that I'm wearing is Lisa Eldridge Velvet Ribbon, and the one I have is my original one that is like 6 years old. So I want to get a fresh one. I do hopefully want to get my perfume as well. But I think those are the only two things beauty-wise that I'm going to buy for the wedding. But I'm going to like pay to get my hair done and do my makeup myself and doing my nails myself. I have my dress. We have the venue booked. So there isn't a lot to do. But I knew that there was going to be a few things that I was going to be spending money on. And I wanted to kind of spend the money on those things and not on things that I really don't need. And the second reason is basically just I really want to appreciate and use what I have. I made some Stylovana and Yes Style orders during Black Friday, and they kind of take a while to arrive. So they kind of arrived at the end of December, beginning of January. So I have a whole bunch of products, both skincare and makeup, to try out and use. I don't want to be constantly lusting after the latest release or the newest product that's trending or whatever it is. I want to really use and appreciate the makeup that I have, because I'm so happy with my makeup collection. I have more makeup that I could ever use, and also being Saint Pure, I just feel like there is no need for me to buy new makeup. And I suppose that kind of ties into the rules of the no buy, which is basically the only things that I'm allowed to buy are things that I have completely run out of. So if I completely run out of a brow gel, if I completely run out of a mascara and I don't have any, I don't think that that's going to happen, but if it does happen and I have no backup and I have nothing that can do that job, then I can buy a replacement product for that item. So like, I don't think I'm going to run out of mascara. I don't think I'm going to run out. I might need to buy a tinted brow gel, but if I do, I'm allowing myself to do that, because if I don't have a backup and I have nothing else that can fit that role in my makeup routine, then I'll allow myself to buy it. But things like lip products, eyeshadow, foundations, concealers, there's no need for me to be buying any of that stuff. I follow a lot of people as well who are trying to be a lot more conscious of what they buy and have a more curated collection. And I suppose when it comes to style as well, the no buy is going to go into clothing as well. I'm not buying any new clothing unless it's specifically for my wedding, because I do need to buy shoes. I have so much more than I need, and I really want to learn to use what I have, use it in different ways, experiment, do different looks, and have that be the content that I'm making. I can still obviously review things, because there are loads of things that I haven't even shown yet on my social media. So there are lots of things that I still want to review, and then I want to just, I suppose, do a lot more creative looks and take requests from people. If there's something you want to see me use or a look that you want to see me do, that is the kind of content that I want to make, instead of constantly talking about new makeup and only using new things. I want to really appreciate what I have in my collection. So that is the reason why I am embarking on a 6-month no buy. And I think the reason that I said 6 months instead of a year is that I suppose it's a little bit of a mental thing where if I feel like it's 6 months, I can do 6 months, and a year feels a little bit more daunting. So I think the 6-month thing, it feels more doable for me. After the 6 months, I will reassess and maybe go on a low buy, or kind of maybe just give myself a really strict budget of money that I can spend on beauty products each month or every 2 months or whatever it might be. So that is the challenge. I'm adding it onto this video because most of the makeup that I bought towards the end of last year is all products that have been out for a long time. You know, K Beauty, C Beauty, I got a setting spray and a primer, and they've been out for ages, so nothing was really necessarily new. So I'm never that kind of person who's constantly wanting to buy the newest product, but I'm going to be even more strict about it now. And if something does come up that I really want to buy, I can buy it in 6 months if I'm still interested. One of the things that I'm going to do is to keep a list of products and brands that I want to try, and then when it comes to the end of this 6-month no buy, I'm going to look at that list and say, okay, what products or what brands do I still want to try, you know, after the 6 months, after the kind of lustfulness has worn off? Is there anything that I really actually do want to try? And I think that's a really good way of looking at purchases anyway, is to make a list of things that come up that you can't stop thinking about, and then after a month or 2 months kind of say, is that something that I still want? Is that something that is still on my list, or can I take it off my list? Has the lust gone? Or is it something that I still really want and I can see myself using, and it has a place in my collection, whether it's clothes or beauty products? And that's something that I really want to think about. A couple of things that I've done to aid my success in this project is I have completely unsubscribed from all of my brand newsletters and subscription emails. I just don't want to tempt myself, because if I get an email about a sale, I might just, you know, go for it. And I don't want to be tempted. And another thing that I'm probably going to do, which I haven't really done yet, is to either mute or unfollow brands that kind of are a bit more tempting to me, or that I just kind of don't really need to follow on social media. I actually did empty a lot of makeup products last year, and it wasn't just mascaras and brow products, but I did empty kind of concealers, foundations, things like that, blushes. So that's something I want to continue to do, because it's really satisfying when you hit pan or something, or you finish something and you are like, oh, I used that up. I really enjoyed using that. That is just my thoughts on it. I know that this is not going to be the kind of thing that everyone is going to want to do. And obviously there are going to be things that I will probably be sent in PR. So that's an element of it that I suppose, if you're somebody watching this and you're not a content creator and you're on a no buy, that means like nothing new. Whereas I probably will get a few new bits through PR. I mean, I don't get tons of PR, but I do get some. If it's something that interests me, I will accept it. If it's not something that interests me, or I don't think that I'm going to keep it, then I'm not going to accept it. That is something that I'm going to try to do as well, and be a little bit more picky about PR where possible, because sometimes you'll get things unsolicited, but a lot of the time they will ask you, do you want something, or they will email you first. So hopefully I can do that as well, to avoid more clutter that I don't need, because I just have a very, very small amount of space where I can store my makeup, so I want to just keep it to that. So all that being said, let's have a look at some of the new makeup releases and see if there is anything that interests me, if I have something in my collection that is similar to that product, because chances are that I probably do, because there are very few things that are new in the makeup industry. So let's have a look and see. I'm going to start with Point Click Vibes, because I think they don't have as much. I didn't film a new makeup releases in December because I was doing all my favorites videos, and to be honest, there wasn't a lot that was really interesting to me, so I didn't bother. So this is, I haven't done it in 2 months, so this is going to be interesting to see what is new. So I kind of scrolled back to where I had left off the last time, And I'm just gonna go for things that interest me because there is a lot of rubbish here. One of the first things that I wanted to talk about is the Queen Musia Supercharged Tinted Hydrabalm. So they sent me some of their original lipsticks. You might have seen them, they're like that kind of twisty shape and they're kind of like a mint green. And these are a new kind of a balm version. The other ones are matte, so these are just more of a shiny version of those, like a tinted balm. But they actually look quite pigmented. There are 6 shades. They are quite warm leaning. That shade 1993 is really nice. It's kind of like a brown shade. 2005 wouldn't really be, I mean, it's quite a summer shade. Desert Flower, I just don't think that would suit me. Noble Vine, that's nice. Nostalgique, again, maybe a little bit too warm for me. Yeah, I like the idea of these and I love the packaging. I love that pink, you know, kind of it's very like packaging of like kids' toys, that kind of thing, like a Polly Pocket kind of vibe, which I love because, you know, who doesn't love Polly Pocket-esque packaging? The only shade that really jumps out at me is that 1993 shade because it's like a really nice brown that I think would work on a lot of people. This is not something that I'm going to buy. I'm not going to buy any of these products, but what I will say is because I have 2 of their other shades of lipstick, I haven't even really had the chance to try those as much as I would like to. I would rather focus on the lipsticks that I have from them and really test those out more. I did film a short form video, application video of me using those lipsticks and they are really beautiful. They have some really nice shades, but I don't need another balmy tinted lipstick. I have like all of my K-Beauty ones and I have the like Lisa Eldridge Balm Embrace. So there is no need for this kind of a product. And if I was looking for that kind of brown shade, I definitely have shades that are similar to that. And the other shades in this formula don't jump out at me. So they look lovely. The packaging is gorgeous, but they are $36 as well, so they're expensive. You know, I do think they're really nice, but again, I have their other lipsticks and I haven't used those enough to warrant me even thinking about like another formula from that brand. So I do think they're lovely, but again, I have so many other things that are like that. This is the Urban Decay Face Bond Luminizer and Blush. Waterproof glow drops for face and body, multi-use waterproof liquid highlighter and bronzer. They also have the Face Bond Blush, which looks like a cream, or maybe it's a powder blush in like a pan. But the liquid highlighters, I actually kind of like the packaging. I haven't tried the Face Bond foundation from them. I've heard that people really like it, but I just haven't tried it. I haven't actually tried much from Urban Decay at all recently. What I would say about this new Luminizer Glow Drops product is that it looks quite pigmented. It looks quite shiny, like a really like obvious liquid highlighter. I'm sure it's something that you could mix in. The shade range is kind of weird. Like they have like a really yellow gold. They actually have 2 really yellow golds, and then they have like a lilac. Yeah, the deeper shades look like they could be more like a liquid highlighter for deeper skin, but then I don't really understand who is going to be wearing a yellow gold. It's because I just feel like that's not going to suit anyone's skin tone as like a highlighter or a bronzer, so that's a weird one. I have my Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow, I have my Auric Glow Lust, and then I have the new Hindash Gradient highlighters. So I have really gorgeous highlighters. I do not need another highlighter. These don't look like they would be as forgiving on skin as the likes of the Lisa Eldridge one, which has skincare in it and is so flattering and doesn't draw attention to your skin's texture or anything like that. So I do think they look nice, but I just think they look like they would be really pigmented, really shiny, and the shades, none of the shades really are jumping out at me. This would have to be something that you would have to see in person to know if it's going to be like that super shiny kind of glittery liquid highlighter. I don't know how it would work as a bronzer. I have products in this kind of category that I love, so these just don't really appeal to me to buy. Oh, there's this Huda Beauty like lavender electric lilac collection, sorry. There is a blush filter ube cream, a loose powder, and a gloss. So there's like a, yeah, it's like a liquid blush, a powder, and a gloss, all in that kind of really cool toned, almost like a purpley pink shade. I like the look of it because I like that kind of cool tone shade, and it does work quite well for my skin tone, but this is something that is not going to work on a lot of people. I haven't really tried much from Huda Beauty. I did have a couple of the eyeshadow palettes years ago, but they weren't my favourite, and I've kind of heard mixed things about the products recently. So again, I have bought a bunch of cool tone blushes from K-beauty brands. While this looks nice, I have several products like this. The lilac powder, again, I just don't really like a tinted powder. I have my Laura Mercier one, I have my NARS one, and I really love those. And with the gloss, again, I have similar glosses to that, so this is not something that is calling to me in any way, really. I think if you're maybe olive toned and you really like that kind of more cool toned pink, but everything is pink, kind of goes too pink on you, then you may really like that, because it's not a shade that brands do a lot. It's definitely not a shade that Western brands do a lot. Asian beauty brands really do those shades so well, so it's nice to see Huda Beauty doing those kind of shades. But again, I have them, so I this is not something I need. Next up is the Glossier Black Cherry collection, and actually this kind of interested me because I really like the look of the blush in particular. The cherrybalm.com, blackcherrybalm.com, I could take it or leave it. It's not really hugely interesting to me. I have the rose one that I'm using at the moment, and I just prefer my balms to be clear, so that's not something that would interest me. They do have a lip liner and then a pencil. I wasn't crazy about their #1 pencil formula. I really loved the Glossier Play formula of eyeliner. That was a great formula, but the newer one is just not the same, and it just wasn't great. I bought like a purple shade in it, and I really like the shade, but it just doesn't blend very easily. It kind of like blends away, and then it does set quite well, but it just doesn't really, it's not creamy enough to blend it easily. And then when you layer it up, it kind of blends itself away. So it wasn't a formula that worked very well for me. But I suppose out of all of this collection, the cherry cloud paint, the black cherry cloud paint, is the thing that appeals to me the most, because I do like that kind of slightly reddish purple blush colour, and I think it would be great on deeper skin tones too. So it looks nice. But there's only one product there that I really love the look of, or like the look of, so it's not something that I would, you know, want to inspect. I do think, like, I do still really like the cloud paint formula. I mean, I used several of them up over the years. I don't have any at the moment, but there are some shades in that I really love, like Haze and what was the other one? Storm. I think, yeah, Haze and Storm were the ones that I used the most. They were really gorgeous shades. So I do really like the shade range in the Glossier cloud paints, but I just have so many other cream and liquid blushes that is not a necessity. Oh, this MAC Nudes collection. I feel like MAC is just really kind of having a big resurgence. And I don't know whether it's the fact that there is so much 90s inspired makeup looks happening at the moment, and a lot of those like really kind of grayish lip tones and lip pencils, and MAC has kind of, I think are these all relaunches? I think they are, of like older shades like Flesh Pot, Stone, Cool Spice Greige, yeah, they have like relaunched all of these old lipsticks, and I think that was a really good call, because I have seen so many people trying to get these shades and like trying to find similar shades to like discontinued MAC lipsticks. So I think that that was a really clever thing to do, and I think that they'll do really, really well. There aren't a lot of the shades that are jumping out at me, and I was never really a big MAC person. It's not something that would maybe hugely interest me, but I'm curious to see what they're like on people, because I've seen people comparing the older versions of these from like the 90s and 2000s with the current, like the relaunches, and they always look very different. So I do think they look really nice, and I do think that that will sell very, very well. But again, I have so many nude and neutral lipsticks. I do not need another one, and the MAC formulas are very hit and miss for me. So again, that's not something that I would be searching out, but I'm curious to see what other people think of it. Yeah, there's not a lot here that is like really, that's tempting me at all. There's the new Fenty setting spray. Again, not something that I will be jumping to learn more about. I do think it's like, obviously it's a good thing for them to have in their collection because they didn't have one. So that is good. But I just bought the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray that I'm hoping to use for my wedding because I had heard so many good things about it. So that's one that I just bought. So I'm not going to need a new setting spray for a while. I mean, I'm sure the Fenty one is good, but it's just not something that I'm going to be rushing to read reviews on because, you know, it's kind of a boring product. But I'll be interested to see how people like it, and if it kind of compares to other similar products, you know. What is that? Ketchup? Oh, come on. Red Chamber. I'm not sure. I don't know that brand. Red Chamber and Heinz. So it's all like tomato based makeup. Oh god. I just can't, like, unless you're like a mad fan of like tomato ketchup, I just cannot understand who is buying a ketchup collection, you know. There's a new YSL collection. Oh, this is the Valentines collection. I'm fairly sure that this is almost identical to the one that they did last year. I feel like I've seen that before. It's like that blue and pink gradient packaging that I just really don't like the look of. I just don't think it's very YSL. I think they could have done something really different for this. The pink and blue doesn't do it for me at all. The eyeshadow palette's very odd. It's like two kind of more warm toned shades and then two kind of cool purpley shades, and then the lipsticks. Now, I just don't really, the packaging for me kind of puts me off. It's just not very YSL. Do you know what? From far away, it kind of looks like Too Faced. And I don't mean that in a good way. So I just don't really get that one. Okay, let's have a look at Trend Mood, because I feel like there's a lot on Trend Mood that I haven't seen. I might just start at the most recent one and work my way backwards. Okay, so this is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow and Go, and it's a double-sided, it looks like a bronzer and blush. None of those shades really appeal to me, and I'm sure that that's going to smell a lot like coconut. So I just don't think that is something. I'm not a big fan of double-ended products either, because there's always one shade that you just don't use. It's like with a face palette or something like that. There's always going to be one shade that you like more than the others, and it just seems like such a waste. I'd rather just one shade of something that I use than having like a double-ended product. More Patrick Ta blushes. Oh yeah, so this is new shades. There's 4 of them. That one on the top right looks quite nice. The red is very red. Yeah, that second one looks lovely. But just, I don't know, I've kind of gone off Patrick Ta a little bit. I mean, I was never like a huge fan. It's not a brand that I'm going to be seeking out. I just feel like it's kind of a, I don't know. Nothing has really hugely appealed to me. And I do think they're nice shades, but I don't need more blushes. So, okay, this one is Illusion Luminous Glow Foundation by Hourglass. Is this new or is it reformulated? I am not sure, because I've never tried an Hourglass foundation before. So it looks kind of almost like a glowy, almost like a tinted moisturizer or skin tint kind of a vibe. It has SPF 30. I just hate when brands put SPF into products, you know. Like, I'm never going to be wearing enough of it for it to be my sole sun protection. I think they could have done better with the shade range. It doesn't look like it goes very deep. Like, there are so many light shades. I would say I could wear 4 of those shades. The first 4 I could probably wear. And all of those ones on the second arm, 8 to 14, they all look so similar. They definitely could have gone deeper. This shade range is not great. Like, it looks like there's loads of shades, but they're just not very, yeah, they don't, there is not a shade for everyone there by any means. What else have we got? What is that now? ColourPop Twilight Collection. That's just about 15 years too late, is it not? Oh yeah, okay, so this is the Lisa Eldridge Pinpoint Concealer. I actually have this. They sent it to me. They sent me 4 shades, and I actually just filmed a application video of this morning, so that should be up before this is, so you'll be able to have a look if you're interested. I did also add, I did a load of like swatch comparisons to my concealers that I have, and her foundation and her skin tints. So they're all in my story highlights on Instagram if you want to see what the shades are like, if you're fair skinned. But yeah, so there's 16 shades in this. It is $34, 33 euro, I think. I think it's maybe 27 pounds. I can't remember. But I have been wearing this all week and I am impressed. I've never tried a concealer stick, like a concealer pencil like this before. I know that there are some on the market, there are like the pencils, but I think this is the first one that is like this small and is also retractable. It has a sharpener on the end as well, which is great, especially for this kind of a product where you don't really want to be using your like eyeliner sharpener for a concealer because it's gonna, you know, get all ruined. But yeah, it's like so waterproof, so long wearing, and really pigmented, so it's great for covering. Like, I mean, I get bad red marks after I get a spot and they just last for ages, and they're really like red and kind of sometimes a bit grayish looking. So I have always had to use a color corrector and a concealer when I want to really cover them up. So I love that I have a product that I can just do it in one. She recommends that you kind of scribble it on in like a bigger space, like a bigger surface area, and kind of blend it in, pat it in with your finger or a brush, and then go in again in a smaller surface area so that it's not as obvious that it's there. Kind of the couple of layers allows you to kind of camouflage it a little bit more. So I really am happy with these because it's something that I didn't have before. You can also wear this under your foundation if you want. I just think that this is a really great product to have if you are somebody who gets a lot of like little tiny blemishes, or if you have little kind of thread veins or things like that annoy you. It's nearly like you can kind of erase them with this pencil. So I think the one thing with this will be finding a shade that works, because I know everyone likes different shades of concealer depending on whether you're going to wear it under your foundation or over it. Are you going to want something that's the same color as your skin exactly, or something that is going to be match your foundation, which matches your tan, that kind of thing. So there's loads of different ways that you could use this. It's also great for like outlining your lips or like lifting shadows kind of at the corner of your eye, inside your eye. So there are lots of different uses to this. I mean, I've only had it for a week, so I can't really say, but so far I am loving having this product in my collection because it's just such a handy product to have. It means I don't have to use, I mean, I was using my little trio pot from the same, and it was like a green color corrector and then a concealer, and then you had to use a brush with both of them, so it was a bit kind of faffy. I did it because it worked, but having one product that I can just use for those little spots and stuff is great. That is something that I am excited to keep trying out and definitely curious to see what people think. You do have to blend it quite quickly because it does set and it's waterproof. So I would say do one area at a time instead of like doing the areas and then going in and blending it. Do each little area as you go, because otherwise it might set and you won't be able to blend it very easily. And also I suppose for like texture or something like that, like I have this spot here from yesterday and it's kind of got a little bit of a like scab, I suppose, on it. So any concealer is going to kind of, it's not going to cover the texture, it will just cover the pigment. So if you have kind of like little scabs or anything, it's not going to, you know, it obviously isn't going to help with texture like any concealer, but it will help with the pigment of any blemishes that you have or things that you might want to cover. So yeah, I do think that this is a great product and I am excited to try it out more. I don't have a definitive opinion yet because I haven't tried it enough for that, but so far I would say if you are interested in this, try to get shade matched or contact her team and ask them to shade match you because they're really good at shade matching. And if you've tried one of her complexion products, that would be even better to get shade matched. But I will say I do think that this is a really good product and I can imagine she's going to bring out more shades in it as well. Oh my god, there is a Polly Pocket collection. Beauty Creations, I don't know what that brand is, but it's Polly Pocket. That is so cute. I mean, I never would buy it, but it's very cute. A new Phlur perfume. Shock. Golden Rule. Top notes of mandarin splash, pink pepper, golden pear heart, orange flower, water, jasmine blossom, coconut milk base, benzoin, sandalwood, vanilla cream. That does sound nice. It looks a lot like it's going to be similar to even like the pear and everything. The Merit perfume. It looks like it could be similar. I do like that gold packaging, but oh my god, Phlur, like you are working overtime. Like that, they have a new perfume. Every single time I do one of these videos, they have a new perfume. And I still haven't smelled any of them, but... Oh, this new Flower Nose collection, Strawberry Cupid, and oh my god, the packaging is so extravagant. Like, it is. I mean, their packaging is always over the top, but it really is. It looks like kind of like kids makeup, but like just really elaborate and extravagant. It's just so funny. I still haven't tried their stuff, but it does look cute. But again, like buying something just for the packaging is something that I just don't want to be doing. Aesthetics of the packaging, I don't want that to be a reason that I'm buying something, you know. A new Benefit mascara, Bad Gal Bounce. Surely they have like so many mascaras now. A new Guerlain limited edition. I just feel like all of Guerlain's products are limited edition. Like their packaging is gorgeous. They have like it's like a Sakura collection, so it's you know, it's really nice, the floral kind of motif on it, but the colors are not really appealing to me. They're very warm toned and it kind of just looks the same as all their other things. Oh, there's going to be some Rhode Lip Liners. That's not a shock. Oh, it's like a double-ended one. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm interested to see what that's like. I'm sure she'll do some good colours because her shades are normally quite good. I still really want that pocket blush in the shade Sleepy Girl. I just like, it just looks like it's one of my dream shades. What's this Valentino one? Purple Dose. Oh, limited edition again. I mean, I do like the purple packaging. A limited edition, like straight away, is a no for me. Oh, this is something that I really want to try. The Haus Labs Mascara. Structural Volumizing and Lengthening Mascara. It has like proteins in it, silk, reduce lash loss, no clumping, flaking or smudging. I don't think it is a tubing mascara, but I think it's like a similar like long wearing formula. It does look really nice. Yeah, I really like the look of it. It looks very kind of volumizing but fanned out, like fluttery, but still, you know. I'm curious to see what the reviews of this are going to be because it does look lovely. So that is something that I'm interested in. But again, I have mascaras that I love, so I do not need to be buying a new mascara. And the Chantecaille products just don't really interest me. I just feel like everything is very pastel, very sheer, very kind of similar. Everything is very kind of like warm and pink and just doesn't look like it will work on me. Like who is doing a Harry Potter collection? Oh, She Glam. Okay, that makes sense. No. ColourPop dupe for the Drunk Elephant bronzing drops. That just seems to be like a big thing. Bronzing drops. Again, it's a product I have no interest in. Estee Lauder and Ladurée. Like, talk about clutching at straws. What's this? Benefit? Oh, like one of those brow things that has like 3 prongs on it. There's just no need. Just I feel like those products never work. NYX Duck Plump lip liner. So it's like a spicy lip liner. Like, not spicy, but like plumping lip liner. I just don't really see that being something that I'd ever want to try. Not a big fan of plumping products, but a lip liner. There's the Pantone Colour of the Year Mocha Mousse. I actually quite like it. I know everyone is like, it's so boring, but it's nice. Like, I think it's a nice colour. It is boring, but a lot of people like that. So the only thing that I really liked the look of was the Haus Labs mascara, the MAC lipsticks. That's kind of it. The Glossier blush. There's nothing there that I would actually buy. Like, I'm definitely interested in the reviews of some of those products, but there's nothing that is like, oh my god, I need that. There's nothing that I'm adding to my list of products that I want to get after the no buy. So I'm safe. My money is safe, and I think for a lot of people their money is going to be safe as well. There's just not a lot there. So that's an interesting start. The only thing that I really would have actually bought was sent to me, which was great, because I can try it out now, and I think it's something that I'm going to be wearing for my wedding makeup, and I think a lot of people will like that product. But again, that's the only thing that I actually would have bought myself, but thankfully it was sent to me and I didn't have to break my no buy to buy it. In a way it's good because I'm not tempted to buy anything. I can look at all of those products and say, okay, what I have in my collection is so much better than any of those products. There's nothing hugely innovative there. There's no like formulas or shades that are things that I don't already have. So I just think, you know, my makeup collection is better than all of those products, and that is great because it means that I'm not tempted to buy anything new, and I can just use what I have and appreciate what I have, and that's great. That's all I want. I'm so happy with my collection the way it is. I do need to go through it and maybe get rid of a few things that I think have probably expired, or there are things that maybe don't work for me and I don't use as much, and that I could give to my sister or my mum. So I do want to go through my whole collection and kind of just clean it out, and I like to do that every few months anyway. So that's something that I can film if you are interested in watching and seeing like my whole collection. It would be a long video, or maybe a couple of videos, but definitely something that I need to do. So maybe if I film it, that will encourage me to do it. So that is everything. I just want to say a big thank you for interacting with my content, because it doesn't go unnoticed, and it really is appreciated because I know that everyone's time is precious. So if you've taken the time to watch or listen to this video and interacted with that, means the world to me. It really does. Do let me know if there's any videos that you would like to see, or any products you'd like to see me using or reviewing. Any swatches. I'm always happy to do swatch comparisons because I know that can be really helpful. And yeah, thank you for watching or listening. I hope you're having a really nice day, whatever you're doing, and I will see you next week with another video. Goodbye.